Hi everybody, my name is Kang, and in this video we're going to be going over my 5 favorite purchases of 2022. Alright, so first thing on my list is this alarm clock for $14. Right away I got this idea from Nicholas Crystal, and I want to say that his video does a way better job of explaining all these benefits than I'm about to lay out, so you should definitely watch his video after this one. So this alarm clock has done so many great things for me. I wake up earlier, I'm not tired when I wake up, I don't have any more brain fog, I'm more productive at work. Now the main benefit of all of this is that I don't use my phone anymore as an alarm, which means it's not the first thing I see when I wake up, and it's not the last thing I see before I go to sleep. And by not looking at my phone in the morning or right before I go to bed, it's improved my sleep hygiene by like 1,000%. And there's a bunch of alarm clocks out there. It doesn't have to be like this specific one, but in this circumstance, I think that simpler is better. This alarm clock only has 3 features. It tells the time, it has some alarms, and it plays some noise to wake you up. Hold up, let me show you something real quick. This one reminds me of waking up at like 4:55 a.m. to catch a flight, or to wake me up from the 2-hour nap that I took after cramming all night for an exam. In comparison, this alarm clock alarm is soft, gentle, like a friend shaking and waking you up, telling you it's the start of a brand new day. Alarm clock, $20. If this didn't convince you, go watch Nicholas Crystal's video. He does a way better job of explaining all of it. Speaking of time, my second favorite purchase of 2022 is actually this watch that I'm wearing right now. So this is the Psychosarb 033, and I got it for $300 off some guy on Reddit. To be honest, there's not much to say about this watch aside from the fact that it looks really cool. This particular watch isn't actually made anymore, so if you want to buy it, you actually got to buy it secondhand. Mine's in actually really great condition, and for $300, I think it was a pretty good deal. Aside from the fact that the movement's a little bit wonky and needs to be serviced, but that's something I can deal with later. Besides the design of the watch, I really like that it's an automatic, which means it basically moves without any batteries or anything like that, which is pretty cool to me. But to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and get all watch snobby with you. Does this thing provide any cool or unique features that make it worth $300? No. Could you get a similar automatic watch with the same movement for like $100? Yeah. Could you even get like a cheap digital watch for like $20? That's also true, yeah. Even your phone can tell the time now, and if I'm being honest, I can barely read analog. At the end of the day, I only really bought this because it looked cool, and I think I'm okay with that. So my third favorite purchase of 2022 is all the various camera gear that I've purchased, which totals up to around $413. So over time, I've accumulated quite a bit of camera gear, but the two that I want to highlight in this video is first, this wide angle lens and this Manfrotto tripod. These two things together cost around $273, and I want to point them out because I use them to film travel vlogs that I go on with my friends. And honestly, I used to think that travel vlogs were kind of dumb and honestly a little bit cringe, but after, filming it all and editing it all together and then watching it back with your friends, I think it's actually a really great idea. Before you say this is super dumb and completely dismiss the idea, you don't have to like film these vlogs and put them online for clout. You can just do it for fun. A great example of this is like Snapchat memories. I don't use Snapchat anymore because I'm 24, I'm not a teenager, but looking through all those different videos and pictures you took from high school and university, at least for me, is really great. You get that nice hit of nostalgia, and you remember these things that you probably wouldn't have remembered if you didn't capture them with a photo or a video. And I think that's why taking, small photos or videos when you're out with your friends or having a good time, while it may look dumb in the moment or seem dumb, I think it's a really great idea. And that's why this vlogging lens is one of my favorite purchases of 2022. And I'm not even saying you have to go out and buy all this camera gear. There's a high chance that you're watching this video on a device that has a better camera than what our parents used for their home videos 20 years ago. Alright, and my fourth favorite purchase of 2022 was all the plane tickets that I took this year, totaling up to around $1,700. And you may be wondering why I'm holding my diploma. Well, to be honest, it was kind of hard to come up with the idea of, what represents a plane ticket, because I don't have a printer, I can't print it, right? So instead, I hold all of my pins that I collect when I travel in my diploma holder. And there's quite a bunch in here. So this year I did a ton of traveling. I went to Hawaii, Lisbon, Porto, San Francisco, Barcelona, Mexico City, and I went up and down the Oregon coast. So I didn't book every single one of those flights with cash. Some of them I did use credit card points, so just a fair warning if that price looks a little bit low. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about traveling rather than to do it if you can. Life's short, the earth's big, go on out there, I guess. Okay, so my fifth and final favorite purchase of 2022 was the Mac ecosystem for around $2,000. Alright, but before I get into this, I'm gonna make a really quick disclaimer because if I didn't, all my friends that are watching are basically gonna roast the hell out of me. For the first 23 years of my life, I was an avid Mac hater. Okay, with the disclaimer out of the way, what first got me into the ecosystem was this iPhone 13 Pro. I got this phone for $300 by trading in an iPhone 10 and locking into the carrier for like 3 years. Now, normally I wouldn't lock into any sort of contract with a cell phone provider, but coming from Canada, these deals were so much better than what we had in Canada that I was just like, whatever, I don't care. Now, the main reason I got this phone was because my friends were verbally bullying me and harassing me for having green bubbles. But after a year, I can say that it's pretty good. The cameras are really great, and I don't really have any issues aside from some minor things that I missed from Android. After that, my friends got me AirPod Pros for my birthday, which is why I didn't include them in the price. If I'm being honest, if I lost these, I would buy them immediately because they're that great. I love them. They're better than the iPhone, to be honest. And to round out the ecosystem, it's the thing that I've been using to read off of this whole entire time is the M1 MacBook Pro 14-inch. I got it for around $1,700 refurbished, and I've never had a computer this nice before, and I love it. Mac OS is still sometimes kind of frustrating to me, and there's some things I don't like about it, but overall, I really like the whole entire experience, and the ecosystem is great. I'm gonna be honest, the MacBook was kind of a splurge, and I probably could have gone away with using the M1 Air. But after using my friends and then going back to mine, I think that I would have spent extra money and just stuck with the M1 14-inch. So that wraps up my 5 favorite purchases of 2022. Let me know down in the comments which your 5 were and how much they cost, because I'm actually really curious.